Hello everyone, my name is Rahul, and this session is for the those who are looking their career in Cisco voice domain and having bit of knowledge or information about the Cisco products. So this session is on the IP phone boot process. And before proceeding further, let me brief myself. My name is Rahul Maurya, and I'm having 17 years of experience. And this session I prepared for those who are looking their career in Cisco voice domain as well as having information or knowledge on the Cisco words. And I will put some questions that will be asked in your interviews or if you are preparing for the next level or if you are uh, planning to have or take any interviews, right? So let's begin. So the the first means the phone Cisco phones. So we in industry we are having different model of Cisco phones and all of them are using the at almost same procedure of the boot process, right? So whenever we connect any phone to this to the LAN port, right, or the faceplate so the LAN connection toward the network, right? So firstly it power on and initialize, so that is the first step. So most of the phones are having the PoE, right, ports. Along with that, most of the network switches like Cisco switches, they are capable of delivering the power over the ethernet, right? So whenever we connect any phone to the ethernet, so it takes some power from there, or if you are not having the PoE switch, then you have to connect your external power source to power up your phone, right? And then phone will power up and perform the post. Post is the power on self test to verify that hardware is good. So that is the basic steps every hardware do, whether it's a server or whether it's a phone, right? It perform the post things first, so that it verify that all the hardware which are there on the phone system as well as on the hardware or the servers are good, right? And then it will load the firmware from the internal flash memory. So every phone is having a bit of memory where it has the basic firmware to boot up the phone, right? So this is the first step, the power on post, uh, after that power on self test, and then firmware, starting with the firmware which is there in the flash memory. Once it power on, so what it does, uh, as we have connected this phone to the switch, so there is a protocol that is CDP protocols which is running on the switch, Cisco switch mainly. The what it does, it will detect that there is a phone which is connected to that particular port on the network port, and then it pushes the VLAN information to that particular phone, right? So the definition is the connected switch uses CDP to inform the IP phone of the designated VLAN, right? And then phone configure its network interface to operate within that VLAN, right? So network informations it will connect phone will get from that switch, and these are the network informations which phone get from the network switch port, right? So uh, the IP phone sends a DHCP request to obtain a network configuration. Details include IP addresses, subnet mask, default gateway, TFTP server IP address, along with a TFTP IP address is contained within option 150, right? And these settings enable the phones to communicate on the network and locate the TFTP server for further configuration, right? So what happens whenever we connect any phone, it will power on. Then from the switch, it will get the VLAN IP address, VLAN information, sorry, because on the network switch, we have to define that particular interface, is it VLAN, let's say 123, right? And from there, it will get the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and the option 150. Option 150 is we have to configure it in the system, and where we have to place the TFTP IP addresses. For example, if in a call manager cluster, you are having three TFTP server. or two TFTP servers, right? So that information you have to first provide to your network team, that whenever any phones is coming or and asking for the for the network configurations or the TFTP information, they have to put that IP addresses, the TFTP IP addresses on the option 150. So they have to perform this task before your in installing your phones in the networks, right? So what is the TFTP server? So it will having all the information of your phone which you have configured in your call manager, like call manager group, device pool, right, firmware. So those informations are available in the TFTP server. So once you have connected the phones and it receive the TFTP IP addresses, so phone will download the one file, that is sep.cnf.xml file, and here sep is your phone MAC address, right? That is a file which you have created in your call manager, right? And in that you have the call manager servers addresses. For example, if you have three subscriber, you have in the call manager group subscriber A, B, and C, right? And the firmware load information, device specific informations, these are the informations available in the TFTP files, right? If the firmware of the phone is not that it's not matching with the TFTP firmware, so what it will do, your phone will download the firmware from the TFTP and will use that file to boot up, right? So that's what. So TFTP is having all of your phone configuration which you have configured in your call manager. And by any chance, if option 150 is not configured, right? So what you can do, you have to go to the phone settings, and there you can provide the option 150 IP address or TFTP IP address manually, so that you can get verified that your phone is the network have not configured option 115 from their side, right? So in the real time scenario, I have observed that uh, I have informed my network team to enable option 150 for those many ports on the switches, right? But they haven't done that on the day of implementations. I have identified that phone are getting the IP addresses, subnet mask, default gateways, right? But the TFTP server IPs are not there on the phones, right? So after that, I put manually IP address of the TFTP server, and it boots up and it's worked fine, right? So that's how I show the networking that option 150 is missing in the network configurations. So they have to put, or they have to mention the TFTP IP address in option 150. So that's what you have to be verified all the things from your side before reaching to the network team, right? Because they might be asking you some n number of questions, so you have to prepare for that before reaching to them, right? So registration with the call manager. So after applying the configuration settings, the phone attempts to register with the primary call manager server listed in the configuration file. If it's not able to reach, or if there is some fault in your subscriber one, it will try to go to the next server in the list until registration gets successful, right? For example, if you in call manager group you have three subscribers, right? Subscriber A, B, and C, and if something is having problem on subscriber A, yeah, and then what happens, your phone will try to reach to subscriber B, and then if some of B is not up, then it will go to the C. So that's how it tries to register with the different subscriber, right, in the list, in CUCM list. So once it get all the information from the phone, from the CUCM subscribers, right, so it will shows the as registered. You will see the IP address of the phones on the CUCM, right? and its status says operational, right? And after that, you can make and receive the calls. So understanding this boot process is crucial for troubleshooting and ensuring seamless deployment of Cisco IP phones within a network, right? Because uh, you should have be aware how the phone get boots up, right? First is a power on, and it will check all the hardware is good, right? And then the VLAN information on the network switch side. The phone should be on the correct VLAN, right? And also there's uh, some things like option 150 is configured on your system or not, right? And then it has to keep the all the IP addresses like IP address, subnet mask, default gateways, and then TFTP IP address. After that, it has to uh, download or download the file, firmware file. If the firmware file earlier on the phone is old, right? So it phone get download the latest firmware file from the TFTP server, and it after that it tries to reach to the call manager servers in the call manager group, A, subscriber B, and subscriber C. If everything is get fine, it will shows as operational with the IP address on the phone, right? And then everything is working fine for you. There is one question for you. For example, if you have connected your phones to the network switch, right, and your phone is not getting the VLAN information, and on the other side, VLAN information is good uh, on the switch side, but your phone is not picking up the VLAN information and network information. So what should be you do as a troubleshooting, right? So right, and the next is the backside. Uh, First port is this one. This is for your power over Ethernet. Not power over Ethernet. It's the adapter port. If your phone or your switches doesn't have or supporting the PoE, then you have to connect your this device, the adapter, to the first port of your phone. Right. This is a port, and then first port is your network port. Second port is you can connect your laptop or desktop. Third port is the auxiliary port, and these ports are for your headset and handset, right? And thanks, and please like and subscribe, right? And the answer for that questions are like if you have connected your phone to the network switch and it is not downloading or taking the VLAN information, so might be there is a one protocol that is CDP protocols, might be that is disabled on the switch, right? So you have to enable that CDP protocol, or it can be apply on the switch level as well as on the port level. So that's what you can verify it. Thank you, and I will prepare more sessions. I hope you like these sessions, and please like and subscribe, and let me know if you are interested in any specific topics. I will prepare the document for that. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Thank you. Bye bye.